Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rookie. On today's video we'll be making this beautiful trouser piece with elastic and zipper, and it's something that you can make more than 10 pieces a day. Okay, so for all our subscribers, we want to say thank you for subscribing, and if you are new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So for this tutorial, I'll be using 2 yards of leftover Ankara fabric that I have, and we'll be using elastic and zipper for this trouser piece. Set the elastic and zipper aside. That will be for the end of the tutorial. Okay, so we are going to fold your fabric into two, then you cut it out. Okay, so but before doing that part, you have to take your measurement. So the measurement I used to determine the wideness for the trousers was, I divided my hip into 4 places and added 5 inch to it. So that was the wideness I used for the front piece. Okay, so after doing that, I cut it out and I kept the other part for the back piece. Okay, so please, if you are a plus size person, I advise you use 3 yards of Ankara fabric. So after cutting it out, this is what I have. The next thing you're going to do is to insert your measurement, and we'll just mark the outline first before inserting our measurement. So for the waist, I use the tip of the fabric, and for the hip depth, I use 9 inches. My crotch depth was 12 inches. So take your ruler and draw a straight line across. So this is the crotch depth. To get your crotch depth, you have to sit on a flat surface and use your tape. Take your tape and measure from your waist down to the place your bum touches the flat surface. Okay, that's for your crotch depth. So I took the length of my trousers and I used the total length of the Ankara fabric. Most Ankara fabric ends with 45. If you are using Adire, some of them are actually longer than 45 inches. Okay, so I used 45 inches. I did not cut it out, I just folded it in when I was ironing. Okay, so connect the lines. Okay, so to get your waist measurement, you divide your waist by 4 and insert it. But for this tutorial, for the purpose of this tutorial, you'll be using your hip measurement instead of the waist measurement. Okay, so I divided my hip by 4, and what I have was 10.5. So, and I mark it on the waist, then come over to the hip and do the same thing. They add 1 inch sewing allowance for ease. But if you are not doing that, if you are using your waist measurement, you add 2 inch sewing allowance, 1 inch for ease, 1 inch for sewing allowance. You do the same thing for the crotch. But since I'm using just my hip measurement, I'll be adding the hip measurement plus 1 inch, then come over to the crotch depth, then add 1 inch also. Okay, whatever you have for the hip is what you have for the crotch. So I went ahead to the waist measurement and insert the hip measurement divide by 4. That is what I use, and we are going to connect it with a straight line. But if you are not doing that, if you are just using zipper for it, you don't want elastic or gathers in the front part of your trousers, you are going to use the waist measurement. Okay, so I went ahead and used my hip measurement. I just want to explain this part for you. So connect it, and when you are done with that part, after connecting it, go over to your crotch, and whatever you have, you are going to divide it by 4 and insert it. Okay, so I just approximate mine to 3 inches. Then after inserting the 3 inches, you are going to connect it. Okay, so I divided mine was 11.5, and after dividing it I had 2.8, so I just approximate it to 3 inches. Then connect the lines. After connecting the lines, okay, after you've connected the lines, you are going to insert your thigh measurement. Okay, that's your lap. So for the thigh measurement, I came down by 5 inches and marked a straight line across. Then after marking the straight line across, your thigh, one of your lap, you are going to take the measurement and whatever you have, divide it by 2. So I divided mine by 2 and added 2-inch sewing allowance. Okay, I came out by 2, but I just decided to use 2-inch sewing allowance for it after marking it. So I marked the 2-inch sewing allowance and connected it from the crotch down to that part. Okay, so after you've connected, you go over to the hem line and whatever you have on the thigh area, that's what you are going to have for the hem. Okay, that's what you're going to have for the bottom part. But if you don't want it to be very big, you can reduce the size. Okay, you just slant it. You won't add up to 2 inch, but I just decided to add 2 inch. So connect it and cut it out. After cutting it out, place the front piece on the back piece. Please make sure that your back piece is way bigger than the front piece. Okay, so when you are done with that part, on the crotch area you are going to mark 2 inch. On the hip area, the hip part of the trouser, you'll be coming out by 2 inch. Okay, so on the crotch you come out by 2 inch, on the hip you come out by 2 inch. Then on the waist I came out by 1.5 inch. So after doing that, I connected it. Then on the thigh area also I marked 2 inch. So I marked 2 inch on the thigh area, the crotch area, the hip, and 1.5 inch on the waist. Connect it and go over to the hem part, the hem or the bottom part of your trouser, and mark 2 inch. So after doing that, I connected all the lines together, and that was basically it for the trouser pattern. It's very simple to understand and make. Okay, so connect it and cut it out. So this is what I have after cutting out everything. And on the front we have 2 pieces, on the back we have 2 pieces. So you're going to sew the crotch area together, front side facing front side. After stitching it, please press it very well. Then we are going to stitch the trouser piece together. So I'm done stitching it, and this is how it looks. It looks so neat and pretty. So you're going to open the back piece. We'll be joining front side facing front side. So open up the back piece and do the same thing for the front piece. Okay, so you see it, the front is smaller than the back, so you are going to drag it. Just drag it on both sides. So after dragging it on both sides, I stitch the 2 sides together. Then after stitching the sides together, I'm going to stitch the crotch together. Okay, the middle part. So for the middle part, you can stitch it from this part down to the hem area, or you can just stitch it from the hem down to the other end. Okay, so from the hem of one side down to the hem of the other side. So it all depends on how you want to do it, but I basically just use from the middle part. I stitch to the left and I stitch to the right. That's how I stitch mine. So I'm going to do that, iron it up, and show you how it looks. I'm done stitching it, and this is how it looks, and I've ironed it. Okay, so on the side I gave an opening in order for me to attach my elastic. So please guys, don't forget to iron your trousers when sewing. So after doing that, I went ahead and took the total measurement of the trouser. After taking the total measurement of the trouser, I use what I have to cut at my band. So you are using exact measurement of your trouser. That is what you are going to use to cut the band. So the band was 4-inch, cut on fold. Then when you fold it, it's going to be 2-inch on both sides. Okay, so that was what I did for my band. After cutting the band, I went ahead and pin it round my trouser, and I'm going to stitch it round. So you stitch it round first. After stitching it round, then you are going to fold it. You are going to flip it the way I stitch my skirt. Okay, but this is so different. So we are adding zip and elastic to it. Okay, so let's do something different. So cut out the excess, and after cutting it out, I went to my ironing table and iron half of an inch. Okay, so after ironing it, you flip it this way and stitch it round. Okay, but if you are adding just elastic, you are going to open a meet somewhere in between, and that is what you are going to do. You are not going to stitch it round. You open in between and stitch the sides together down to the upper part of the waist. But since that is not what I'm doing, I'll just flip it over and stitch it. But you can do it the same way this way, and if you want it to have that neat edge. But I'm also not doing that. I'm just using the normal part and I'm going to weave it. So stitch it round. Then after stitching, I'll show you how to add the elastic to the band. So I've stitched it, and this is how it looks. It looks so neat and pretty. Then I went ahead and inserted my elastic. Okay, so for the elastic, I use my normal waist measurement. That's because I'm adding elastic and zip. But if you are not doing that, if you are adding just elastic to your trouser piece or your skirt, you can use the same method for both your trouser and the skirt. If you are not doing that, you are going to, if you are using elastic for it, you are just going to take your waist measurement minus 3 inches or 2 inches. That's what you'll be using, and you drag it. But since I'm not dragging it, I'm not dragging the elastic, I'm using 34-inch. That's my waist measurement. So I took the elastic and I inserted it on the fabric, and it was really big. It was really big because the fabric was big. It actually gave me what I needed for this trouser piece. Okay, because my waist measurement on the trouser after stitching was 45 inches. So it's definitely going to give that drag. So I inserted the elastic, and after inserting it, you just stitch your zip. It's very easy to do. You see that part that I loosed out, that was the part I used for the zip. So you just pin it up and insert your zip. The zip is normal method you insert zip. So I'm done stitching it, and this is how it looks. It looks so pretty, and I'm going to iron the hem with my hemming gum. Then I'm done with my trousers. So iron the hem with your hemming gum. After doing that, voila, we're done with our trousers. So this is the final piece of the trousers. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this video. Iron your trousers, guys. Don't forget to iron it up. It's going to give it a very nice finishing, and it's going to be so professional. Bye, guys. God bless you.